making the lights green for this one because I'm going to be talking about Microsoft and Activision, their merger, and what this means for Guitar Hero. Because there's a solid chance that we're going to be getting a new Guitar Hero game in the future, folks. Very good chance. So, if you weren't already aware, it was announced a few days ago that Microsoft is going to be purchasing Activision for the low price of $68.7 billion, assuming that this acquisition won't get struck down by the Justice Department on antitrust laws and monopolistic practices and stuff like that. I'm just gonna work with the assumption that they won't get struck down. This will go through, and Microsoft will acquire Activision. That's just gonna be my running assumption for this whole video, just so that I don't have to keep giving that little caveat every time. So if this does go through, Microsoft will be in control of all Activision development studios and IPs, starting like June 2023. That would be the when this would go into effect. So, as we all know, Guitar Hero is one of Activision's IPs, and some very important people have mentioned Guitar Hero by name in some recent interviews about IPs that may be getting a revival due to this merger. In an interview with VentureBeat, Bobby Kotick was quoted as saying, "You look at all the opportunities that we get with a company like Microsoft. I'll give you one great example. Phil and I started riffing on things for the future. I'll give you 3 that are really compelling. I wanted to make a new Guitar Hero for a while, but I don't want to add teams to do manufacturing and supply chain and QA for manufacturing. And the chip shortages are enormous. We didn't really have the ability to do that. I had a really cool vision for what the next Guitar Hero would be, and realized we don't have the resources to do that." So this is Bobby Kotick saying that his vision, his really cool vision for Guitar Hero, whatever that may be, wasn't possible until Microsoft came along. And there's one very telling line here that is, "And the chip shortages are enormous," he says. That chip shortage that he's referring to is not an or not a new thing, rather. It's old. This has been going on for over a year, and it's going to keep going on for another year, at least, probably. So this is like a recent and new consideration. And the fact that they're even talking about supply chains and manufacturing means that this is like an ongoing discussion at Activision that has gotten serious consideration, that they've even gotten to the manufacturing part of the discussion. So in an interview with the Washington Post, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer was also name-dropping Guitar Hero, saying he was looking at the IP list that he acquired from Activision, and he mentions Guitar Hero as one of those. So this would definitely imply that there's a lot of enthusiasm between the higher ups at both these companies about Guitar Hero, and it would also seem that there's some enthusiasm amongst the gaming community at large. I've seen a couple different gaming personalities and creators come out in recent days with polls for their audiences. Here's Jeff Keighley asking which Activision-owned franchise should Xbox resurrect, and the options were Guitar Hero, Heretic/Hexen, Space Quest, and Prototype. And Guitar Hero won with over 50% of the vote. Admittedly, that is probably the most popular of all the titles here, but he got over 80,000 votes, and so that means Guitar Hero got approximately 45,000-ish votes. That's 45,000 people saying, yeah, I think Xbox should resurrect Guitar Hero. That'd be cool. And then here's another creator on YouTube, Spawnwave, put out a poll with asking the same question with different options: Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Tony Hawk, and Prototype. This is a much better poll, I think, because this has much bigger hitters like Crash, Spyro, Tony Hawk. These are all big games, big popular games, and Guitar Hero still won with 27% of the vote, and there were 77,000 votes cast. So that would mean that the Guitar Hero in this poll got approximately like 20,000-ish people saying, yeah, I want a new Guitar Hero game. Or at least I think it would be cool that if Microsoft would do that. So there is definitely some hype surrounding a new Guitar Hero game. Even if you go and look at eBay for guitars, people are still buying Guitar Hero guitars all the time for very expensive prices. Like, for the old games and Clone Hero, people are still very intrigued and very active playing these games. There's one small tweet that I'd like to bring attention to. Guitar Hero World Tour Definitive Edition, as some of you may have seen, is a fan made mod for Guitar Hero World Tour that, for the most part, adds a lot of custom characters into the game, and one of them was Clippy, the classic Microsoft Clippy, and RazQ here has tweeted out this series of images with Clippy and Guitar Hero, with the caption "Microsoft after buying Activision." And the official Microsoft account responded. They sent out a tweet saying, a good idea. A great idea, even. Microsoft has just officially recognized a fan-made mod of Guitar Hero. I don't know what to make of that, if there's anything to be made out of that, but it's still very cool, to say the least. But anyways, moving on from all that. Microsoft's Game Pass has been their number one priority for years now. They're trying to make that as a robust and all-encompassing subscription service as possible. And this Activision Blizzard acquisition is definitely just another step in their end goal of getting Game Pass in every living room in America, not just America, everywhere, worldwide. They want this to be everywhere. Everybody should have a Game Pass subscription, according to Microsoft. So that's where the Guitar Hero argument gets into a kind of an odd spot, because I don't think it'd be a very good Game Pass game, because in its very nature, Guitar Hero requires a guitar peripheral, and you may be able to download the game, but you can't download a physical guitar controller. You have to go to a store and buy that, or buy it on Amazon and get it shipped to your house, which poses a new logistical problem with how they're going to distribute this game. They could put it on Game Pass, but most people might end up not even bothering with it because they don't have a controller for it. Or it might go the opposite way. They have this game that, oh, Guitar Hero, I used to play that. I should try this out. Oh, I should go buy a guitar then. So they run down to Best Buy or Walmart or wherever, buy a guitar for $60 and start playing. So it could go both ways. These are definitely considerations being made behind closed doors. And it's a very important one, because it's a very different landscape now than it used to be back in Guitar Hero's heyday. Stores like Best Buy, GameStop were just packed to the brim with guitars and drums and all these different things. There were like many square feet of retail space being taken up by these big ass boxes, and I don't think that most retailers would go for that nowadays. It made sense back then because Guitar Hero and Rock Band games were just selling like hotcakes. It was like one of the biggest games on the planet, so it made sense to spend all that shelf space and retail area selling this game and these peripherals. But it's just different now. It's just very different. I could definitely see a first party Microsoft created and developed guitar controller being made and just being shipped directly to your house, and taking up some space on retail shelves. It's happened before. It happened with Guitar Hero Live. What is it, 6 going on 7 years ago? So it's not out of the question. It's just kind of a harder sell nowadays. Where was I going to go with this? Oh, drums as well. I don't know if drums are going to make it into this new game, if that's a possibility, because of this whole controller manufacturing and distribution issue. Drums are big. Drums are very big, and admittedly, they have a lower player base than guitars. It would just be a safer bet to focus solely on guitar and bass, and just ship the game like Guitar Hero Live did with just a guitar, and maybe vocals too, because the microphone's not that big. It's like this tall, and vocals aren't super hard to implement. So it would be nice to have a full band experience again, but it would just be a whole other can of worms to include drums instead of just guitar. But besides the manufacturing side, the next big hurdle that they have to jump over is who's going to develop it. I mean, they have tons of development studios now. Microsoft does after this acquisition. They acquired all of Activision's development studios, which includes the same guys who made all the Guitar Hero games, Guitar Hero 3 to Warriors of Rock at least. Neversoft. Neversoft does not exist anymore. They got merged into Infinity Ward in 2014 and have been working on Call of Duty ever since. But the Neversoft, what it used to be, still exists in a certain capacity. Some of the people who made Guitar Hero games are still at Infinity Ward making Guitar Hero games, or Call of Duty games rather. And there's a rumor floating around that has been reported by Bloomberg, that high-level employees have discussed moving away from the annual release schedule of Call of Duty as part of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Nothing is set in stone as of yet, but the report said there's a belief among many Call of Duty developers that releasing games at a slower cadence will please players and help bolster the franchise. So, if this is to be believed, and if it would happen, that would mean that each Call of Duty game would probably have a 2-year life cycle instead of just one. So the game would release, they'd have 2 years of post-launch support, and then the next developer would take over and release a game. So the way the Call of Duty release schedule is looking like right now, Infinity Ward is set to release a Call of Duty game at the end of this year, 2022, and Treyarch will be the ones after that in 2023. This merger would not happen until June of 2023, so it would make sense that Infinity Ward's game would be the last game to have 1 year of support, and Treyarch's next game would have 2 years of support, which would mean that Infinity Ward would have a ton of time in between now and the time, after Modern Warfare 2 releases, and their next game. So they might have some free time to shit out a new Guitar Hero game with the remnants of what Neversoft used to be. It's kind of unlikely that Microsoft and Activision would take away any development power away from a Call of Duty release, because that's their biggest cash cow. That's their moneymaker, Call of Duty. But if this 2-year development cycle, or 2-year post-launch support cycle rather, is to be believed, that's not an outrageous thing to think, actually, because they'd have a ton of time in between games, to make the Call of Duty game better, but also potentially work on other projects with all the help of the other studios that they've acquired. I mean, there's about like 7 different studios working on Call of Duty between the main releases and Warzone right now. Another one being Beanox, who developed Guitar Hero Smash Hits. So they have a bit of experience in the Guitar Hero world as well. So they have the old Guitar Hero developers under their wing now. The question is, would those be the same people to make a new one, or would they find a different studio? Freestyle Games, the people who made Guitar Hero Live in 2015, were not included as part of this merger because Activision got rid of them in 2017. They were bought by Ubisoft and are now a part of the Ubisoft Leamington Group. So they are out of the question. Harmonix, who made Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 80s, just got bought up by Epic Games. So they're also out of the question to develop a new Guitar Hero game, unless Epic wants to get acquired by Microsoft potentially, or if Epic will put them on a Rock Band project. That'd be pretty cool to have a new Rock Band game. But yeah, the development studio is kind of up in the air. We wouldn't really know who would make it, but it is kind of reassuring that the same people who made the old Guitar Hero games would stay in this company. So now I want to talk about what the game might look like under Microsoft Activision's partnership here. Bobby Kotick, in that first article, did say that he had what was his exact quote here? I had a really cool vision for what the next Guitar Hero would be. That is a big red fucking flag, because if Bobby Kotick thinks he has a good vision for a direction of a game, that does not mean it's going to be a good, cool, fun game that the players are going to love. It means that it's going to make them a lot of money. That's his sole motivation, is making money for him and his shareholders. So his cool vision most likely would be microtransactioning the shit out of all the players. And Guitar Hero would be a very good vessel to sell shitty microtransactions, shitty cosmetic items. If you think to all the old Guitar Hero games, that aren't Guitar Hero Live really, they had so much customization. Like in Guitar Hero World Tour, you could get characters, you could change their outfits, you could change their guitars, all these different things. You could be able to, in a potential future Guitar Hero game, they might be able to sell you new characters, new character outfits, or just like pants, shoes, shirts, all those things. Different guitars, different guitar finishes, different necks, different strings, different anything to do with the guitar, maybe even different like fretboard designs, or like Guitar Hero Live did. And also like Guitar Hero Live, different like emblems and call signs. They have a lot of opportunities to nickel and dime the shit out of players here. And if you think they wouldn't do that, you're a fool. That is a cash cow, I think. I wouldn't necessarily be spending a lot of money on this shit because I don't care that much, but a casual audience might. I think there's a lot of opportunity here, and I think they are well aware of that. They would most likely copy every other game like that's coming out now and have a battle pass. They could sell a battle pass for $10-$20 every month or two, and include like 100 tiers, have a whole bunch of cosmetic items, release a whole bunch of different bundles like a la Call of Duty. If you've played any Call of Duty in the past couple of years since Modern Warfare, they've been selling cosmetic bundles with operator skins, gun skins, gun variants, double XP, things like that, for up to $20 a pop, and they could easily do the same thing for Guitar Hero. I think that would be their monetization strategy. I would think it would just make sense. If you thought Guitar Hero Live had some aggressive microtransactions, you don't even see a thing yet, but that was almost 7 years ago. We've changed. We've changed as a society. Loot boxes came and went within that time. Loot boxes were hardly even a thing in 2015. That was just the beginning. CSGO did that like in 2014, maybe? 2013, late 2013, I think. Yeah, because they had the esports winter case and the... Yeah. Things have changed. Things have definitely changed. Monetization strategies have changed. What gamers will accept has changed. And undoubtedly, Guitar Hero will follow wherever the money is. And I think the money is in microtransactions like that. And also copying the Guitar Hero TV formula. I think the GHTV implementation in Guitar Hero Live was, on the whole, pretty good. I like the idea of a Guitar Hero streaming service like Spotify, but you can interact with the music. It's a good idea, and I think that they would be wise to expand upon that. Have the groundwork that's already been laid with Guitar that Guitar Hero Live did, and just expand upon that. Add new songs, new ways to play, potentially new modes, like a potential competitive mode. I suppose I'll just go on to what I'd like to see from this game. Number one, of course, return to 5 frets. 6 frets was a cool experiment. I applaud you for doing it. Good job. But go back to 5 frets. That's where the player base is. That's what we're used to. That's what we like. Rock Band players, Clone Hero players, old Guitar Hero players all like. They like the 5 frets. And I like to see Guitar Hero TV style mode return because it was fun. It was good. They'd be able to make money on it. Optimally, there'd be like a hybrid system where you could stream the game, or they could earn plays just by playing the game, or you could outright buy a DLC song. So like, say, Guitar Hero TV launched with like 200 songs by default. Imagine if you could still play all those songs today because they were sold individually for $2 a pop instead of just the subscription service. And I think people would have done that. I definitely would have bought plenty of songs, so I could still play them, forever, like you still can do with the old Guitar Hero DLC nowadays. Through the Fire and Flames, Ghost Walking, Cry of Achilles, all these songs would be great to still be able to play, but you can't because this was a live service model. A hybrid system would probably be the best for everyone, I think, monetarily and just not anti-consumer. Video backgrounds were cool, having the music video, but I don't think they would want to do that again. Like I said, with all the microtransactions that are possible, you'd want to have as much customization as possible, and that means customizing how your band looks, what they're wearing, the guitars, the instruments that they're using in general. I'd like full band support optimally, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker. As long as guitar is there and the main focus, I'm happy. New first-party Microsoft-made guitar controllers is a must, and would be a given, I think, if this happens. Microsoft makes all their controllers already for Xbox. I don't think it'd be out of the question that they would make a guitar-shaped controller as well. I'm a big fan of all the Microsoft controllers. Xbox 360 controllers, great. The Xbox One and the Xbox Series controllers, also great. I prefer them over the PlayStation controller. I'm not trying to start console wars or anything like that, but it's just my preference. I think Microsoft makes good controller products, and I think they make a good guitar controller as well. I'd like a competitive mode implemented, more robust than any other competitive mode that they've ever done before. I think it'd be cool to have ranked play with seasons. You could maybe implement that with a battle pass or something like that. Every 2 months there's a season, and you have like an elo ranking where you can play 1v1 pro face-off matches in a match in a like a skill-based matchmaking system against other players. And if you win, your elo goes up. You lose, your elo goes down. There's different skill groups like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, all these things. And then maybe reward players with some cosmetics or like a cool custom like player title and emblem or call sign or whatever. I think that'd be kind of cool. I would really enjoy that, I think, because that's what I do. I score chase. I try to optimize scores as much as possible. And doing that against other people is very fun. Shout out to the Clone Hero Score Challenge community. Shout out to Custom Song Central for all their tournaments. I love it. Very fun. Can't wait for Elite League Season 3. And furthermore, I think bracket play would be very cool. If you've played Modern Warfare, or any Call of Duty, really, I think Black Ops had this as well, Black Ops Cold War. I forget exactly what it was called, Gunfight Tournaments, I believe, where there was it was bracket style. There was maybe I don't know, 16 different brackets of players, and they would just get randomly seated, play against each other, and then by the end you'd have two people going head to head in a 1v1, and whoever won the bracket won a whole bunch of different cool prizes, like a extra XP, a special weapon bundle. I think that formula could be copied very well for Guitar Hero, and it would work nicely. You could even have not just Pro Face Off, but like a classic Guitar Hero 3 battle mode. Part of the thing that would be essential in making this successful, however, is like a robust scoring system. Like every Guitar Hero game has had certain exploits in the past. You can change your calibration settings to get certain advantages in certain songs. Extended sustain glitches, can get you thousands more points than intended. Ideally, a new Guitar Hero game would eliminate all sorts of things like that to make it as fair and balanced as possible. I think Rock Band 4 has done a pretty good job of doing this with their rivals challenges over the years. They've removed early whammy from Rock Band 4, which, like it or not, makes it a bit fairer. It one less super skillful and niche element. It makes it a bit more approachable for many people. But yeah, score chasing, obviously for me, because I'm a score chaser, is kind of a paramount thing on my list for what I'd want from this game. One more thing that I'd like to note is that if this game does get released, it'd be very nice if the development studio would be open to bringing in some Guitar Hero players, maybe even Rock Band players, Clone Hero players especially, into the development studio, get some play testing done, get some feedback, just to make the game as successful as possible, make it as good as they can make it to satisfy as many audiences as possible. You don't have to bring in like us, the hardcore players. Bring in some random people, bring people in off the street like probably like what they usually do for playtesting. Make it appealing to all audiences. Obviously, that's a hard thing to do, probably, but Guitar Hero is a very good party game. It lends itself well to a casual audience, and we've just kind of been the weird ones that take it a bit too seriously, But yeah, that's pretty much what I'd like to see out of this game. I think they would need to play into the nostalgia factor, really. Take what Guitar Hero did really well back in the day, what made it popular, and do it again. Do it again, but it's 15 years later. It's a new generation of people playing it. I mean, the people who were in high school when these original games were coming out, they're like 18 when Guitar Hero 3 launched, we'll just say. They're like in their 30s now. Like early 30s. They probably have kids. Like if they got started early, they could start having grandkids. So you could potentially introduce new generations into this game. Maybe people who played it when they were kids want to show it to their kids, and this would be a new generation of Guitar Hero. So play into nostalgia. Get it. Make the game as perfect as possible. Play to nostalgia. Talk to the players. Make it a good game. That's all I have to say. Make it a good game, and you'll do fine. one more thing to mention is Clone Hero. What would happen to Clone Hero? Um, there's a solid chance that they would get issued a cease and desist if Clone Hero stayed in the exact state it is right now, because it still uses some Guitar Hero assets. But if Strikeline development keeps going on and they actually release a full game completely unaffiliated with anything Guitar Hero related at all, they might be able to stay away from the watchful eye of Microsoft and Activision trying to protect their IPs. Obviously, Clone Hero would probably be a very big factor for them with this hardcore audience. That's where a lot of their grassroots marketing comes from. Really, is people who stream the game, people who upload this game on YouTube. Go look at any of my comment sections on any of my popular videos. It's just a bunch of random people that are coming by saying, "Oh, I used to play this game so much. I love this game." And then same thing goes with Asai. Go look at any of Asai's comments on his popular videos. You'll find a bunch of interesting people who are just like, "Hey, I used to play this game when I was a kid. This dude's crazy. Wow, he's hitting notes really fast." It's a good thing that Clone Hero exists. It's a good thing for the Guitar Hero brand at large that it exists, because it's kept it relevant, I think, throughout the years when there's been a hiatus where they have been releasing games. So issuing a cease and desist I would understand why they would do it, but at the same time, they'd probably be shooting themselves in the foot, because that would instantly alienate a large portion of their enthusiastic player base who would be broadcasting it to their audiences. It might be a net negative for them in the long run. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this topic. Sorry if I got really rambly. I just kind of sat down. I have a loose set of notes here in front of me about what to talk about. I didn't follow them that great. I just kind of was riffing off the top of my head. So yeah, please share in the comments your thoughts on this Microsoft Activision merger, what this means for Guitar Hero. Your thoughts. Is there going to be a new Guitar Hero game? Is there not? If there is, will it be a good thing? Will it be a good game? Do you want it? Are we fine just playing Clone Hero in the old games? I personally would think that'd be okay. You don't have to do another guitar if you don't want to. But yeah, please share what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't ever miss an upload of mine. I'm still going through all the Guitar Hero DLC, and I will be for a very long time. So if you don't want to miss any of those, subscribe and ring the bell. And anyways, yeah, thanks for watching.